Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Anita, and I'm coming at you with a different kind of video today, and it is long overdue in my personal world. It is a pen maintenance video. Let's get into it, and I'll tell you all about it. Okay, let me tell you where my pen life went left. Back in April of 2025, it's 2025, I did 30 inks in 30 days for the very first time, and it was quite the grind, but I enjoyed it, and I'm glad for the experience. But it threw off my routine of how I take care of my pens. I'm not usually more than, we'll say, 2 months behind, as I do currently inked videos, I write pens dry, and there's usually not more than 2 months of pens in the hole, I guess I'll call it, where pens need to be cleaned. It doesn't usually go beyond that at all. But after 30 inks, 30 days, I got a lot of pens with ink in them, and they need some love, I'm sure. I've got pens from 30 inks in 30 days, and probably before that. Many of them are TWSBIs, but I've got some other pens. So what I thought I'd do today is we would look at a sampling of pens, because I don't want to go through every single pen. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I want to take a nap. My day started way too early, so I'm kind of off my sleep schedule too. But we're going to go through a sampling of pens to see how they've held up over time, and if any have just dried out and the ink's dried out inside the converters or whatever's going on. And what I'll do, because offhand, I know I'm not going to remember when I inked all of these, I'll put on the screen when the pen was last inked, and I will put on the screen what the ink is, because I may not be able to identify the ink on site. So let's get this adventure started. All right. I decided to flip to a clean page in my ink journals to memorialize the occasion, and I used my Leonardo Momento Zero Grande in the colorway Planetary Nebula. I love the colors in this pen, and this pen's been inked for a minute. I'll put it on the screen, and it's inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Sui Gyoku, and I will say this way. I assumed that the pen would do well because this pen has been inked since I got it, probably about 1.5 years ago. There's always ink in it, and when I change the ink, I do put it into my currently inked lineup, and when it comes out of the lineup, it's still inked, and I keep it inked because I love it all the time. So I will put on the screen when this pen was inked. That's what I used to write my title. And let's move along to another pen. Let's check this one out. This is a Laban 325 in the colorway Sakura. This pen has a broad nib, and I don't remember what ink is in here at all. And honestly, looking at the converter, it may be dry. But let's see. Let's see if it does anything. Oh gosh, did I drip some ink on the page? It's probably dry. Yeah, it's dry. So what I'm gonna do, since I know it's dry, there's ink in there. I'll just throw that in the water. Throw that in the water. I'll just throw it all in the water. I'm gonna leave the nib in there and just throw it all in the water and let it start soaking. So that was a fail, but at least I know. It probably dried out. We'll look at those at the end to see what it does, just out of curiosity. All right, next we're gonna try this Montegrappa Elmo. This pen has a medium steel nib, and the ink's on the screen. I think it's some gray ink. I don't remember which, but let's see. It's not doing anything. We've got some activity. I've got some water over here. I'm gonna give it a little dip and see if that helps I've also got a paper towel. Huh. Let's see. Oh, it's moving. I don't know what ink it is. Is that under there? Let me just go like this in case. I don't want to go through the page. This is the Montegrappa Elmo. And this is Stonewash Grey. Oh, I can see the ink sheening. I don't know what the ink is though. So obviously there's been some evaporation. I can see blue-green, like a teal color in the ink, but it's doing something, so that's interesting. I'll put that off to the side. Next, let's try this pen. This is an Asvine, there I go again with that. Asvine P20. This pen has a medium steel nib. It is a piston filler, and I do not remember what ink is in the pen. Let's just see. That's nice. Look at that. It wrote. That's very cool. I didn't know what this pen would do at all. I've never kept one inked as long as this has been inked without touching it. So this is an Asvine P20, the medium nib. And I think it's ocean blue. I could be wrong. They have like 2 or 3 shades of similar blues, and I picked the one I thought I'd like the most. It's pretty, like blue greens. It's pretty. And I don't know what the ink is, so. But this was a win. That was nice to see, that the pen held up for as long as it did. I know it's been a minute. Okay, let's do something different. I haven't written with this in forever. I was very excited to get it. I inked it up with Diamine Ancient Copper. This is the Waterman Carene in the colorway Amber. The pen has a medium 18 karat gold inlaid nib, which I love. And Diamine Ancient Copper is the ink. I remember that because when I saw the pen, I said, Ancient Copper, that's the one. Uh-oh. Oh, let's see if there's any ink in here. Oh yeah, there's plenty of ink, so clearly we've had evaporation. Let's try a little water. And you know, that makes sense with a pen that has just kind of a magnetic, I don't know what to call it, like a slip-on cap. It makes sense that there's evaporation. I feel like if it twists on, you may have better luck. But we've got the ink moving. There's some here. So let's see if it writes now. There we go. So this is the Waterman Carene. And it's got a medium 18 karat gold nib in amber. Whoops. And the ink is Diamine Ancient Copper. That wasn't too bad. Now this pen has been inked, pretty sure since, why am I even trying? I put it on the screen, but I'm pretty sure it's since April when I did 30 inks. I'm pretty sure this pen came into my hands around the time to do it in 30 inks, 30 days. So yeah, it's been inked for 6 months. It's over 6 months as I'm filming this on October 19th, 2025. So that, again, not terrible for a pen made such as this to just need a little water and it starts writing. So that's cool. And there's plenty of ink in there, so I might just bring that back. All right, let's try another one. I'm curious about this one. This is an Admok M800. This pen has a medium steel Bach nib and a lot of ink in there. I don't remember what ink is in this pen. I'm pretty sure this is from 30 inks in 30 days. Let's see if it starts. No, 30 inks in 30 days was 6 months ago, so it's okay. But dipping it in the water definitely helped. Ooh, look at a little blob there. Woo, it's going. Oh, it looks like Pelikan Violet, but I will have it on the screen, so my guesses are for naught. Okay, this is the Admok M800 with a medium nib. I don't remember what this colorway is called. Coral? I think it's called Coral. I know it doesn't make sense. There's a disconnect in my head. And I'm pretty sure the ink is Pelikan Violet. That wasn't terrible. I think I may still clean this out. Now the barrel is translucent. Oops, sorry y'all. And there's really hardly any ink in it, so I think what I'll do is I'll just leave the pen off to the side because I know I'm gonna clean it. I don't remember. I don't think I've ever taken that one apart. No, I haven't, but we'll see. We'll see how the cleaning goes. All right, next we will try, look at all those TWSBIs. I've had excellent luck with TWSBIs, so I almost feel like that's a non-event. But let's pick one that's probably been inked for a hot minute. Let's try this one. I'm telling you, I'm a collector of TWSBIs because this green is not my favorite green. And the rose gold does not make me like it more. But I don't want to miss a TWSBI. So I own this pen. This is the TWSBI Eco T with the triangular top in Royal Jade. This pen has a broad nib from the look of it. I can't see the little B on there without help, but that's okay. And I don't know what ink is in it. I don't see a shimmer. Let's see if it writes. It probably will, because my TWSBIs, yeah, look at that go. My TWSBIs are really good for long-term inking. I don't know how to put it. They typically do, my TWSBIs, my experience, very well when inked for long periods of time. But this is the TWSBI Eco T. Oh, that looks weird. Broad nib, definitely, in Royal Jade. And it's got rose gold trim. And I don't know what ink it is, so we'll just leave that out. I think I'm gonna clean this out because the green is not my favorite green. The pen is not a favorite. I like using it, but you know, it's like a Christmas pen to me. Very, very Christmas green, you know? Anyway, let's see. Let's try this one. I was happy to finally pick up this pen. This is a Kaweco Student in 1920s Jazz Brown. This pen has a fine nib. I have a new appreciation for fine, but now I feel like, why didn't you get medium? Maybe medium wasn't available because I usually like to try mediums. And I've had this brand before, so I don't know. I just wanted it and I got fine. I don't remember what ink is in it. It's probably been inked since 30 inks, 30 days, but it's on the screen. Let's see if it writes. Barely. Can't remember what ink is in it. I'm drawing a blank. Let's give it a little help. A little swish in the water. Oh, that's pretty. I can't think of what ink it is. Let's go like that again. No, it's not doing very well. My experience with Kawecos, usually it's the Kaweco Sports. They tend to dry out. And honestly, I don't think this is any different. I don't know. Let me see if I can write. Oh, barely. I think the ink is more of a golden brown and it just looks darker here because of evaporation. I'll just write 20s brown. I don't remember what ink it is, but this will be cleaned out. This was a fail. not really a surprise. All right, let's try the Lamy. This was one of my early pens. Snap cap Lamy Safari. I'm pretty sure I changed the nib on this pen. Oh, we've had a little leakage. From whatever it was to probably a medium, or maybe that may even be a stub. It looks like a stub. And I don't remember what ink is in it. Let's see if it writes. Am I still in frame? Yes, okay. Oh wow, look at that. Didn't expect that. So this is the Lamy Safari. And this is definitely a stub nib. And this is soft rose, I think. I don't remember what ink it is. I don't know. I kind of feel like it could be one that I use because it's a good writing experience, but it's not my favorite color. It could be Diamine Tranquility, but it's on the screen. So I'm cleaning this out. Let's see. I'm sure there's still ink in it. Yeah, quite a bit, but I'm ready to move on. I have a lot of pens inked, as y'all saw, and most of them are TWSBI's. We're gonna clean that one out. All right, just do a couple more. Let's try the Jinhao. Have any other Jinhaos? I have a Jinhao 82. Ah, that one's been inked a long time. I don't even know if I did that for 30 inks, 30 days. All right, let's try this Jinhao. This is a Jinhao Centennial 100. I think the color is sky blue. This pen has a medium steel nib, and I don't remember the ink in it, but let's give it a go. Oh wow, look at that. We got some major evaporation, but it wrote right out of the gate. That's a surprise. I didn't expect that. The ink looks vaguely familiar. It might be a Birmingham Penco ink, but it's on the screen. So this is a Jinhao Centennial. Wow, 100 with a medium nib and sky blue. What a surprise. I didn't expect this to write. Let's see how much ink is in it. Not much, but I guess there's enough in there that it wrote. What do you know? Jinhao Centennial 100 for the win. But I'm gonna clean it out because it's basically empty. Whatever ink is in there is down in the feed, but it wrote. That was a nice surprise because totally I did not think that would write. All right, let's just do a couple more. Ooh, let's do this one. Let's do the Franklin-Christoph. This is a Franklin-Christoph Model 3 in the colorway Antique Glass. I saw this pen somewhere and I became obsessed with it. And I was lucky enough to pick it up pre-owned. I need to get my my cleaner out and clean out this ink in there. I think this might be Wearing Go Wayfarer in there. Anywho, this ink, the pen has a medium steel nib, and I'm not sure what ink is in it now, but there's not much of it, and there's major evaporation happening. So let's see if it starts to write. Am I still in frame? I am. No, so sad. Let's try a little water. We might get some action now. Yeah. A little bit. So this is the Franklin-Christoph model. I think it's 3 with a medium nib and antique glass. I don't know what ink that is looking at it. Don't recall. But yeah, it needs to be cleaned. I'm just gonna throw this in the water. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's cleaning up. Oopsie daisy. All right. One more. No, we'll do two more. We'll do this Leonardo. This was my first Leonardo. This is Leonardo Momento Zero in the colorway. The colorway is Aloha. This pen has a medium steel nib. And let's see if it dried out. I don't remember what ink is in here. Yes, it is dry, dry, dry. I think I see shimmer. Maybe it's Wayfarer. I don't know. It looks kind of tealy. But I'm going to clean it. Let's see if I can get it to write. Oh, that's better. So this is Leonardo Momento Zero Aloha. I like that color. That's pretty. I don't remember what ink it is though, but we're gonna clean this. I'm just gonna throw it in to the pool. I think I see shimmer in there. I don't know what that is. All right, last one. What should it be? I am like 99% sure these TWSBIs are all gonna write. Well, I'll say last two, because I'm curious if the Asvine was a fluke. So we're gonna do two more. We'll do this one first. This is another Asvine P20 in the colorway, I think it's Gradient Purple. I forget. I'll have it on the screen. And I will also have the ink on the screen. The ink looks pink. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Kosumosu. I don't know. Let's see if it writes. Ah, snap, look at that. Are you surprised? I'm surprised. Okay. So this is, my handwriting is horrible. I haven't written anything all day. It's like almost 4 in the afternoon, and this is the first time I'm writing anything, and it looks like it. Okay, Asvine P20, medium nib, I don't know, Gradient Purple, and I don't know what the ink is. It might be Kosumosu, but I'm really not sure, but it still writes. That's pretty cool. I may leave that in there because I like that. That's fun. Okay. And this, oh, I loved writing with this. This is a TWSBI Eco in the colorway, I think it's Dark Sapphire. This pen has a stub nib and there's TWSBI ink in it. TWSBI, I think it's Midnight Blue. I'm almost positive about this one. I didn't have any expectations when I put the ink in there because who cares, navy blue, it's like whatever. But it was so good. I'm like, I need to explore the TWSBI inks because this combination made me so happy. A stub TWSBI with TWSBI ink that matches. I was just, it's like the angels sang rainbows and butterflies. It was so good. And I'm barely still in frame, but I'm there. Oh no. Well, a little hard start, but it wrote. All right, that's cool. I didn't know, but that's not bad. Okay. TWSBI, I'm gonna leave the ink in here. TWSBI Eco, can't write, Eco, that looks horrible. Stub nib, and I think it's Dark Sapphire. And the ink is TWSBI Midnight Blue. I still love this combination. I'm just smiling because it's like, it's just so basic, but it's so beautiful. I love this. All right. So look at that. The evaporation right here is wild. I don't know what ink that is. Looking at it now, but I'll put it on the screen again. That's amazing because it almost looks like teal and there's definitely a bit of a red sheen. This one, it did well. I feel like this could also be an Anderillium ink. I'm not sure. It could be Anderillium Banded King Shoemaker Butterfly Blue. Could be that. The Waterman Carene, I didn't expect it to write. I figured maybe it'll hard start, but once I dipped it in the water, it started writing. It didn't really miss a beat after that. So that's pretty cool that it kept it up. That's over here on the side. I got a few over here. They surprised me. Oh boy. So the Admok, did that write? Oh, I already forgot. Tell you y'all, I need a nap, but it's okay. That was a nice surprise too. I think it hard started, right? The TWSBI Eco and Royal Jade. Yeah, it wrote, but I don't really care about that green, so we're gonna get rid of it. The Kaweco Student. I think I would like more of a brown and less of a gold in there, and it's basically dry, so we're gonna clean it. The Lamy Safari and Soft Rose, that was a nice surprise. I didn't expect anything, and I was pleasantly surprised. Same thing with the Jinhao Centennial 100. I didn't know if it was gonna start at all. Those pens, at least in the past when I was still buying them, could be like wildly unpredictable in terms of keeping them inked, and would there be evaporation? Would you get a decent nib? On and on, you know? But I had fairly good luck with most of the ones I picked up. There were just maybe one or two at most that were problematic, and I bought them on Amazon. I sent them back. I got them replaced. It was all good. But I didn't expect it to write, and it did. The Franklin-Christoph hard started, and I had no expectations because I have two, and I didn't leave them ink that long. So that was interesting. The Leonardo, those are famous for evaporation. So I wasn't disappointed, I guess. But the ink is pretty. I don't remember what ink it is, but it's pretty. We're going to clean it out. The Asvine P20, it hard started a little bit, right? But it wrote. So that was a nice surprise. Again, I didn't know that that pen would hold up. So that I like that, you know? And the TWSBI's, in my experience, as I say, and I always qualify it because your experience, depending on how you use your pens, how well you cap them without like over tightening, you don't want to mess anything up and stuff. Like we may do things differently. So both of us, and then the ink, you know, with the same pens, our experiences could possibly vary. But generally speaking, I think the TWSBI's seal up pretty well. And you can typically, in my experience, have them inked for several months without much of an issue. Most of the time. And this hard started, but it wrote. So I'm excited. I love this pen. I'm gonna leave it inked because I love it so much. I think I'm gonna endeavor to write it dry. So let's just check out what's in the water and see what's going on, because that's always interesting, right? This is the Laban. I use wow, that got all inky. A bulb syringe to flush them. I'm just gonna flush it right here. Oh, I don't know what ink that was. Oops, come on. There we go. Yeah, there was just ink left in the feed in that one. And I have a blunt tip syringe. Let's flush out the converter of the Leonardo. I love their converters. I can always spot them because there's a blind cap on the pen. So you don't have to, you know, oops, I'll just do that. You don't have to like open the barrel to see what's going on. You can just twist off that cap and ink your pen. But I don't know, to me, I need to see what's going on. So I'm gonna take it off anyway. But you always know the converter because, you know, it's all metal up there. Anyway, let's clean this one out a little bit and see how well it flushes out. It's amazing how the little bits of ink just kind of, they almost like disappear into like the seams and little corners and crevices. And because of that, I'm gonna let converters just soak a bit so that I can hopefully get all the ink out. Montegrappa also has, oh, that's the Laban converter, but Montegrappa also has a branded converter, but I'm not gonna clean that out yet. I'm curious. I may do some shorts with those over there just to see how they behave. This really, look at that. Ink just kind of sitting in the creases. Let's rinse that out. Let's do it again. There we go. Just let that sit a bit. And what else? Oh, the Franklin-Christoph. Let's give this a flush. Let's see what comes out. Quite a bit of ink, right? I think I'm gonna move this. I don't think it's gonna stain, but I'm still gonna move it. Because there's a lot of ink just kind of up in there, just sitting. So I try to get it over the end of the feed and then just flush it out. I know some people take everything apart, but I'm not gonna lie. To me, that's like deep cleaning, and I'm lazy for deep cleaning. Unless, you know, I put an ink in that warrants it, like a shimmery ink that's dark. And then I will give the pen more love because I don't like taking things apart and putting them back together too much. I feel like eventually things are gonna fail. The more you take them apart and put them together and take them apart, I don't know. Just me and my paranoia, a little bit of paranoia. I just don't wanna, if I don't have to, I don't want to. So it just depends on the ink, how much cleaning it gets. But yeah, this one I'm gonna let just soak a bit because there's definitely some blue hanging out in the converter. This is, which converter is that? Franklin-Christoph. All right, let's rinse this one with the syringe. Oh, go get clean ink, just for clean water rather, for grins and giggles. Yeah, it needs to sit because that's gonna take a minute to loosen up. All right, what else? Let's just for fun throw in the Lamy Safari. Now I reuse the converter, or rather a cartridge in this one, because I don't know, I don't love Lamys like that. I just like them, and I don't have too many, not even a handful. Maybe I have 4. I think I have 4. I mean, I could see myself, I guess a year ago, getting into them, and I made a choice not to do that because I love TWSBIs, and I don't want to love a bunch of different pens that always release colors, because then you're always buying a bunch of pens, and that just gets to be too much for me. I don't want to feel like I'm missing out, so I don't care. It's a purposeful decision. Ooh, look at that. That definitely, speak English, girl, definitely looks like Diamine Tranquility. Look at that. All right, just throw that in. I don't think anything's gonna stain, like I said, because of the water. I haven't had that experience where giving the pens a bath, but I don't leave them When the water gets this inky, I go change it. Let me throw some in here. Dilute that a little bit. Oop, one more. Let's see what this pen does. Feels like, looks like brass in there. I'm not gonna put the barrel in. Look at all that ink. Maybe this was the problem. Maybe it wasn't seated right, and that's why it didn't write, but I'm past the point of caring. So I'm just gonna clean it. Yeah, I think the color, I like the color, but I didn't love them together, and I have more browns now. So next time I use the pen, I'm gonna use a darker ink. Yeah, that's a nice golden color. That's really pretty. I don't remember what it is though, as I look at it, but I will know by the time I edit this video, haha, what the ink was. Very, very pretty. And that's a lot of ink. It looks like a lot, you know, as you know, you write with it, but in terms of volume, it's really not much, and it's like, who cares? So let's get our fingers dirty. I hate when I do that. So awkward. All right, I don't want to stain the desk. Isn't that pretty? All right. Just not so hard, Anita. I'm so wild with it. All right, let's get more ink, or rather more water, and do this one softly. It's a lot of ink. That's okay. Anyway, yeah, let's do one more thing. I am going to clear the space. I'm going to change the water and put these pens off to the side to kind of soak. And then we're just gonna write with these again out of curiosity and see what they do now that I've kind of primed them to write. See if they keep writing, because inquiring minds are curious. Plot twist, I decided instead I'm going to just go through the rest of the pens and see if they write, but I'm gonna speed through so that we won't be tortured, because I would feel tortured. I really would. So with that, let's begin. I will put the names on the screen. And that's that. That was surprising. I totally didn't expect things to go quite as well as they did. Like, for example, the Platinum Plaisir, I like the way it looks. I don't know, it just has like a vibe I kind of like. But it was never my favorite pen to write with, so I would hardly bring it out. And my daughter, I'm pretty sure it was her who picked it for 30 inks in 30 days. And it wrote. I'm like, whoa, didn't see that coming. That was a nice surprise. The Jinhao 10, I'm not sorry, wake up girl. The Jinhao 82 in soft pink, I guess I called it. I switch around the parts, but the color of the grip is the color of the original pen. I don't switch the nibs. Anyway, I didn't expect this to write, and it did. Like, whoa, that was a surprise. I don't remember if this is when I was fiddling with the nib. I don't know. I have to look. But I didn't expect it to write, and it did. So that was a nice surprise. Yeah, just about everything wrote. There was just one, right, that didn't write right off the bat. I can't remember the name of this pen. These pens, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm a bad parent, mixing up the kids. Anyway, that was a nice surprise. And just for the sake of completeness, whoops, let's just give these a little scribble. Yeah, I tell you, TWSBIs are really great for the long haul. I love TWSBIs. I'm not giving up the other pens I have, but I love TWSBIs. I really, really do. But if I could only keep like one, I'll just call it mid-entry level pen. And to me, those are ones that are definitely, I would say, between $50 and $100. And I think TWSBIs are, the low end of the TWSBI Ecos is kind of in that area. I would keep TWSBI in my collection always, because they're really, I think they're really just good pens. This was a surprise. I think it might be Earl Grey, Diamine Earl Grey. I don't know. It's on the screen. This is just me talking in the present, not future me editing. Like, haha, you're funny. You know what you have now. So these just, what a nice surprise. So there weren't too many glaring disappointments. It's funny, the ones that I was most curious about were the ones that I picked to test out first. The ones that I knew how they'd perform are the ones I just kind of left to the side, but I wanted y'all to see in case perhaps you're new to fountain pens and you're just learning about what they do and what they can't do and what is a problem. It would be good to see that. So that's why I said, let me just go ahead and do the other one, and I'll just kind of speed through it so it's not so long and it won't be chatty, just a little music. So yeah, these pens on the right here, they were surprising. Some of them pleasant surprises, some unexpected in a good way, and some not really unexpected, and they were inked for a really long time. So that is it for today's video. Coming up, what's today? Today's the 19th. Coming up before the end of the month, probably, but maybe it'll be after the beginning of November. I received in the mail last week the Color Vent Ink Vent calendar. Get your words out. The Color Vent Ink Vent calendar. I didn't get it last year because I was indecisive, and I said, no, one is enough. I don't want to do two. And I could have gotten it after, but I just didn't feel passionately about it. This year, I really wanted to see what it was like, and I hope I love it. And I hope you're like me and you believe a surprise is a surprise whenever you find out, and you don't have to wait until December 1st to open the first ink. No, I'm the one who likes to know ahead of time. So I will be filming the swatching of those inks in the Colorverse calendar, and I think the Diamine calendar should be coming in sometime this week, the week of beginning October 19th. I'm pretty sure they're shipping this week, so by the end of the week I should have that one, but I know I'm not going to get to that one before November. So yeah, there it is for today's video. I hope that some of this information was useful, mildly entertaining, me and my hot mess of a self, and that you got something out of it. If you have anything to share about your pen experiences, especially over the long haul, let us know in the comments, because I love to read y'all's comments. I read all of them, and I endeavor to respond to all of them, and I think I usually do. So thanks for joining me for another video. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.